Silver hit $88 on a tariff truce nobody has signed. Trump and Xi are still in Beijing right now. Nothing has been agreed. Here's what's actually moving the price. Quick numbers first. Silver closed Wednesday at $87.88, up 1.5% despite producer inflation coming in at 6% year over year, the hottest read since 2023. Gold pulled back to 4,700. 10-year Treasury yield touched 4.48%, a fresh 2026 high. Dollar firmed. Silver rallying through all of that is unusual. Here's the claim. Bullion industry coverage this week is crediting silver's rally to a new U.S.-China tariff truce and projecting that it will widen the 2026 silver supply deficit beyond the Silver Institute's 67 million ounce forecast. Here's what the data actually says. First, there is still no new truce. 30% U.S. tariff on Chinese goods has been in place since May 14, 2025, exactly 1 year ago today. The event is the Trump-Xi summit, happening right now in Beijing as we publish. Day 1 opened this morning with Xi pressing on Taiwan. Nothing on tariffs has been announced. The truce being celebrated does not yet exist. Second, the 67 million ounce deficit figure is stale. Silver Institute revised the supply deficit forecast from 67 million ounces down to 46.3 million ounces when they published the World Silver Survey on April 15th. In other words, the Institute itself just walked back the bull case by about a third. The reason? Solar manufacturers are using less silver per cell and jewelry demand is softening. The forecast moved the wrong direction for the bull thesis, and it moved before the supposed new catalyst. Third, and this is the cleanest one, Chinese silver imports hit 790 tons in January and February of this year. That's a record. It happened during the trade war. The tariffs were on Chinese exports to the United States, not on Chinese imports of silver. Demand wasn't being blocked. There is nothing to unblock. The price is up $4 since Monday. Story explaining it hasn't been signed. Something else is doing the work. So what is it? I'll hold that thought. If these structure checks are useful, subscribe and turn on the bell. The answer's next. Here's what the data actually says about whether there's real structural change here. COMEX silver vaults, the silver the New York Exchange has available to deliver, sit at 79.97 million ounces. 2 weeks ago, that number was 77.12. That's the first material build of 2026. Far more silver is being traded on paper than exists in these vaults, but the squeeze is at its loosest read in months. If Chinese industrial demand were genuinely accelerating, physical silver should be leaving these vaults, not arriving in them. PSLV, the world's biggest silver ETF, has shed about 5 million ounces over 6 weeks. Sprott Physical Silver Trust is trading at a 4.78% discount to the silver it holds. In other words, you can buy physical silver through this fund for nearly 5% less than the metal itself is worth, and almost no one is. When real money wants silver, those numbers move the other way. They're not. BS cut its 2026 year-end silver target last week from 85 to 80, citing the same demand weakness the Silver Institute already priced in. Two of the most data-driven outfits in precious metals are walking back their bull case, while the retail version goes the other direction. Implications for the next 48 hours. Trump-Xi summit runs through tomorrow's close. Which one level? $85. If silver closes Friday above 85, the rally has absorbed two of the harshest macro setups silver typically can't absorb: a 2026 high in real yields and a 6% producer inflation print. That tells you industrial demand is doing the work, not the truce that hasn't been signed. Silver falls below 84 into Friday's close. Monday's move was summit positioning that didn't survive the event. Watch the price, not the headline. Structure checks like today's are what the Silver Catalyst does every issue. Silver2026.com, $1, 2 weeks of the newsletter, plus the book. If you've heard a silver claim you'd like us to verify, drop it in the comments. Order is strength and structure is power. Till the next time, I'm the Silver Engineer.